So this is our first lesson from Chapter 3. And Chapter 3 is looking at surface area, volume, and capacity. So this is from Section 3.1 of our workbook, and Section 3.1 is looking at surface area. Now, before we can develop a good understanding of what surface area refers to, we need to take a look at the concept of area. So a couple of previous questions to this one is looking at just doing some calculations on area. And area is looking for the amount of space occupied on a flat two-dimensional object. So in this question, what we have is we have an object that is some not a normal kind of a shape. So that is, it looks like it's like a rectangle that has been had a chunk bitten out of it, or you might want to look at it as two rectangles that were put together. Now what we need to do is we need to have that kind of a thought process so that we can find the area of this particular shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this object and I'm going to cut it up into two pieces. So it doesn't matter where I cut it, but I'm going to cut it for argument's sake here. Now when I do that, I'm going to have two rectangles. So for argument's sake, I'm going to call this rectangle A, and I'm going to call this rectangle B. So that means if I need to find the area of the total shape, I need to find the area of rectangle A and add it to the area of rectangle B. Now, one of the things that I'm doing is I am writing down sort of my thought process, some sort of formula. I am going to be expecting you guys to do exactly the same thing. I expect you to write down your thought process in some sort of mathematical content. All right, so I need to find the area of A, find the area of B, and then add up those two values. So now I'm just going to take a look at finding the area of, for argument's sake, the area of object B. Now, so here's my object B down here. Now, what I need to do is it's because it's a rectangle, I know that the formula for every rectangle is length multiplied by the width. So I see that the length of this particular rectangle has a dimension of 5 inches, and it has a width of 6.5 inches. So to find the area, I just need to multiply those two values together. So I've already done that calculation, and on my calculator, 5 times 6.5 is 32.5. So this is 32.5, and this is inches squared. Now the other object I had is object A, and here's my object A up here. So I'm just going to highlight it so that we can see it. So here's my object A. All right, so I need to find the area of that. Now to do that, again, just like before, I need to take, because it's a rectangle, so the formula for a rectangle is equal to length times width. Now the length of the rectangle in this case is going to be this dimension here. So there's my length. Now the thing is, we're not told directly what that value is. However, I do see that I know that this dimension from here to here is 7 inches. That's easy for me to know. I see down here that this is 5 inches. Now, because this is 5, well, that means this up here has to be 5. So that means if this section here is 5, and if this section here is 7, then that means the entire dimension going this way is the same thing as 5 plus 7, or 12. Now my other dimension is this one here, which is 8. And when I go 12 times 8, I get a value of 96 inches squared. Now to find the total surface area, I just have to add up those two values together. So that is the area total is equal to 32.5 and add 96 to it. And when I add those two values together, I'm going to get 185. So that's, 128.5, and that's inches squared. And that takes care of our first video.